Where's Mr. Hooper?
Do I need to go grab him?
Yeah. All right. Well. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and start. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're welcoming you to the interview with the Kern Veterans Oral History Project, and I need you to state your name.
Rexford Haddock.
Okay. And your birth date.
October the 11th, 1925.
Okay, and I am Lois Henry. I'm going to be doing the interview. I don't know if we need to introduce everybody here. We've got a number of East High students and a number of Bakersfield High School students. And I saw you earlier. It looked like, did you go to Bakersfield High School?
No, I'm from Oklahoma.
Oh, you're from Oklahoma. That's fine. Okay, sorry. I thought I saw you give a fist pump when someone said BHS. Okay, so you were in what branch of service?
I was in the U.S. Army.
Okay, and what theater were you in?
European Theater of Operation.
Okay, were you in East Africa also, or
No,
did I get that wrong?
Just,
Okay.
just Germany.
Just Germany. Okay. Well, that was pretty good enough anyway. So, what was your rank?
T5,
Can you tell us what a T5 is?
Corporal.
Okay, corporal.
It's a technician.
Okay. What was your specialty if you were a technician?
I was a truck driver.
Okay. And where in Germany did you serve exactly?
All over.
Okay. Where did you land when you first came to Germany? Where did you start, and then where did you end up?
They were in the Hurricane Forest area fighting when I joined my company.
Hurtgen Forest?
Hurricane Forest.
Hurtgen Forest.
Right.
Okay. And your company was?
Company F, 330th Infantry Division, 83rd Infantry Division.
Okay. And did you enlist or were you drafted?
I was drafted in Oklahoma City, July of 1944.
Okay, so the war was well underway.
Right,
D-Day had already happened.
right.
So what, were you excited or were you frightened? How did you feel when you got drafted?
Well, I was young. I didn't think nothing about it.
I mean, the war had been going on, so you'd been getting
Right.
information about, how
Yeah.
the losses and the casualties and everything, and you just said, just another adventure?
Yeah, I don't know how I felt. It has been so long ago. I can't remember,
Were you 18 at the time? You were 18.
18.
Okay.
I just graduated out of high school, 2 months, and I was drafted.
What were you doing in Oklahoma City? Were you going to be in farming or
Farming. My
you-
dad was a farmer. I
Okay.
was on a farm.
Okay, what'd you guys farm?
What?
What'd you farm?
Everything.
Okay.
Corn, wheat, alfalfa, raised cattle.
So that
hogs,
was
sheep.
going to be your life then until till the army came along.
Well, I didn't know at the time. I hadn't decided anything.
Okay. And so where did you go to boot camp?
Campground in Texas.
All right. And do you remember your instructors or what boot camp was like? Can you tell us about that?
No, I don't remember none of that.
Okay. Just going to make sure that I get all this stuff on here. And so how long was your training done? Did you go straight from boot camp to Germany?
Yeah,
Okay. Did they fly you or were you on a ship?
I was on Queen Mary.
Wow. Was it luxurious or was it pretty awful, the crossing?
There was 19,000 troops on the ship. Hey, they were sleeping 6 and 7 deep. 900 of a crew,
Jeez.
and our chief meal was horse meat.
Really?
Mighty raw horse meat.
Okay.
It might have been all right if it was cooked, but it was just bloody. I mean, man, it was an English ship.
How long were you on the ship?
7 days across the Atlantic.
Wow.
We went on a zigzag course on kind of submarines.
Were you scared? Were you guys
No,
excited?
no,
Were you
no,
just
no.
didn't like the horse meat?
No, it was just another day.
Really? What were the other fellows like?
The what?
The other troops?
Just like me.
Were they nervous or scared? Do you remember anything about what they...
No, I don't. You didn't think about nothing like that.
Okay. So you got from... You zigzagged across the Atlantic,
Right.
and then you ended up where? Where did you
Greenwich,
dock?
Scotland.
Okay.
We stayed there overnight. We was on a train down to Southampton. from Southampton on a LCI ship. There was 13 ships that night went across the English Channel, all blacked out.
What was that like, crossing the Atlantic? Do you remember that?
Well, it was rough. English Channel was real rough water, and we landed in Le Havre, France.
Was there fighting going on in Le Havre? Did you see what was happening?
Not them. It was in Germany.
Okay, so then how did you get from...
Right. From Le Havre, France, I went to Belgium. That's where I got with my company. And I was a replacement for the guys in Battle of the Bulge.
Wow.
Over there.
Had you heard much about what happened at the Battle of the Bulge?
Well, yeah, over there I found out, you know. It was cold weather, snow. The guys you're wet all the time, and they had frozen feet. They had as many casualties on account of that as they did being shot or something.
Mm-hmm.
Wounded.
So
it was miserable weather.
Yeah. So when you got there and you realized you were the replacements for the Battle of the Bulge,
Yeah.
Did you get nervous or frightened then?
No, you don't think about it. You got a job to do, and you just go out there and do it.
So from the time you got into Germany, what was your job? You said you were a truck driver, so what were you assigned to do?
In my infantry company, I was a BAR man, a Browning automatic rifle.
Okay.
Like a machine gun. And I was probably the smallest guy in my squad, but I had the biggest gun, the heaviest.
Yeah. So did you have to lug that around, or was that attached to the truck? You actually had to lug it around.
I had a tripod on it. When you set it up, it's on the tripod because you know it's so heavy. Because it weighed about 16 pounds.
Wow, and that was in addition to your rucksack and other equipment. Okay, so they gave you your Browning, and then they told you. I mean, what did they tell you to do? What was your first assignment in the actual theater?
Oh, you set up defenses, you know, and set up your machine guns, and just wait, see what happens, you know.
So how long were you in that particular area? Because was that in the Hürtgen Forest?
That's where I started, yeah.
Okay.
Right. I don't know. We was on the move quite a bit. The Germans were giving up over there. Hey, they was giving up by the hundreds. But they were cold, hungry, tired, and they was whipped. They knew it.
So were you ever involved in actually taking any of them captive?
You know, you meet up with them and you just say, keep going, keep marching back. Because back to the rear, we had P&W camps set up, you know.
Uh-huh.
And hey, they just keep marching, you know, keep going, you know. And we was on the move all the time. I mean,
what was it like when you first saw a German soldier?
Well, I don't remember really.
Really? A guy in the other uniform marching towards you that didn't make you think, oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
You don't get that close to them, you know, really. They're off out in the distance, you know. And
so when you first got over there, did you see any combat initially, or was that later?
Well, see, I was in Belgium. They was in a rest period when I got over there. You know, they backed off the front lines. They'd been relieved, my company, because they were setting up, getting new men in, and we go out for training every day in turnip fields and snow fields and chase after the tanks up a hill or something. You know, getting ready to go back in combat.
So that was in Belgium.
Right.
And you're doing your training and getting ready, and then you got into the Hürtgen Forest.
Right. And we was on the move, and we ended up down on the Rhine River. And the Germans blew the bridge themselves, so we couldn't cross it. So we went back in training in Holland to learn how to cross the river. So when we got back up there, they had a bridge built, the Army did, a pontoon bridge, and we went across on that pontoon bridge. They'd let traffic go by for an hour or two one way, then they'd let traffic on the other side come back through on the bridge.
So your company was essentially chasing the Germans?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you got to cross the Rhine, and then where'd you go?
Well, we just kept going in Germany. After we crossed the Rhine River, hey, we was really on the move in. And I ended up on the Elbe River. The Russians was on the other side, and we was on this side. In fact, I got a picture somewhere here of the bridge. Truman Bridge, they called it, because Truman was president then. And they named that bridge the Truman Bridge. It was a pontoon bridge going across the Elbe River. And that was 45 miles from Berlin, as close as I got to Berlin.
Oh, really? You didn't get to go into Berlin?
At the end of the war, yeah.
Wow, so you didn't get to go in. All that marching.
Yeah.
So were you guys mostly marching, or were you driving most of this time from Belgium to the Elbe River?
We was riding mostly in trucks. Because, hey, you was on the move. I mean, you'd move 8 to 10 miles a day and stay all night in a spot. And then next day you're on the move again. And
Did they ever engage you? Did they ever turn around and shoot back at your company?
oh, yeah, yeah.
What was that like to get, I mean, the first time you got shot at?
You get down low. You get behind a tree or anything for protection, you know.
What was that? I mean, was that like sort of mind-blowing to you the first time that happened? Or were you guys trained and trained?
You had a job doing, you just didn't think about it. I mean, just protect yourself and your buddies, you know.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see anybody get seriously hurt? Any of your friends?
Not really, no.
Okay, well that's lucky.
Yeah.
What was it like to see those Russians on the other side of the river?
I was going to mention something. Before the war ended, I ended up as first scout in my squad.
Uh-huh.
I'm the point man out front, looking for trouble.
What was that like?
Well, you got to be careful because you see what's going on, and you signal you guys behind you where to move or where to get out or what, you know. And when I left, a guy named Cooley took my place. And just before the war ended, they transferred me out of that company to GRO, Grave Restoration Office. And guys getting killed and stuff, they'd inventory their personal belongings. And I'd type up a letter to send back to the States. And we'd ship her stuff to Kansas City, Missouri. And one day when I was doing my job, this name come across my desk, Cooley.
Oh no.
He got shot, got killed.
Doing your job.
The guy took my place.
How did that make you feel?
Well, I'm lucky. In fact, when I go back to D.C., I'm gonna see if I can locate his name on the wall back there.
Yeah. Did you know him personally?
Yeah, he trained with me in Texas. A lot of us stayed together from training. We was all together overseas.
Oh, the whole company trained together, and then
some of them, you know, maybe half a dozen of you, you know.
So, how did you become the scout? What was the criteria for you becoming the scout to be
I
promoted?
don't know. They just you switch jobs around. You do this, you do that. And maybe guys on a sick call or got wounded or something, and you bounce up in another position or something like that.
Okay, so it wasn't because you
I
were.
don't know, they just said, "Hey, you're first scout, okay."
How long were you first scout?
Oh, probably 3 or 4 weeks, maybe. Not too long.
Okay, so you said it was a little dicey because
Yeah.
you're out there sort of
Right.
being the point man.
Right.
Did you ever encounter any Germans or any resistance when you were the scout?
Not really. No.
Okay, so okay, so did you guys move just during the day or at night too? By the way.
Moving daytime.
Okay, so what was nighttime like?
Well, you get loaded up in trucks and you might move a mile or two or something, and you stay. We give the Germans 15 minutes to move out of a house, and we'd move in. That's where we'd stay at night.
Oh, in the villages?
Well, yeah, when we take over the town. You go into town, you get a hold of the mayor first thing, and you have all the civilians bring their weapons in the street, pile them up. Knives, swords, rifles, hunting rifles, everything, weapons. And we'd burn them. We'd pour gas on them and burn them. That's why we got rid of their weapons.
What was that like? How many villages did you go to take over?
I went to a bunch.
And so you would come into a village and essentially, would you shell it or start firing on it to make sure that the German soldiers were out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we set up guards, around perimeter, and everything.
What were the civilians like?
Well, I don't really remember.
They'd been through,
Oh, yeah.
8 years of war by then.
Yeah.
Were they cooperative mostly, or do you ever remember having problems?
Wasn't too close to them, really. They was already moved out of town, or they was evacuated or something like that during when you hit the town.
Okay, so did you never had any conversations with any civilians? Germans?
No, not till after the war.
Okay.
And then we wasn't supposed to talk to them.
Oh.
Especially the women.
Yeah, I'm sure that worked out real well.
They'd fine you $60.
Did you ever get fined?
No.
Okay.
No, we had a way of sneaking around everything.
Oh, I see.
Ducking the MPs.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about you brought back a lot of stuff, or you sent back a lot of stuff, pictures and little notebooks and stuff. Now, you said earlier when we were talking that you mailed stuff every chance you could.
Right.
Now, when you were going from Belgium to the Elbe River, it sounds like you guys were on the move a lot. Did you just tell me about sort of life when you were on the move? Did you have a lot of downtime? How did you mail stuff during that time? And, sort of what was that like?
Well, it was pretty hard. The only time you mail stuff is when you're in a rest area or a rest period or been relieved from duty, and you could only mail something home once a month, a package. And you just kind of you couldn't save up big stuff because, hey, you had to carry it, in your back or backpack or something because you didn't have your own vehicle or nothing. And
why was it important to you to send this stuff back? I mean, you have little notebooks and different, menus and stuff like that. Why was that important to you?
You do a lot of looting over during the war. When you hit a town, first thing you do, you take over a house, you go through the red room, the cellars, looking for wine, jewelry, anything, you loot, you call it. You're always looking for something valuable.
Mm-hmm. And so you sent that stuff home too? Things that you might have found in a German civilian's home?
Well, I found a couple of good items. They were gold, but a guy talked me out of them. One of my buddies. It was a gold ring, wedding band, real big wide one. And it was too big for me, and he talked me out of it. He was from Philadelphia, a guy. And other deal I found, I was sleeping on potatoes in Belgium when I got over there. Down in the basement, they were Irish potatoes, and I was sleeping on them. And the artillery was going off all night, boom, 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 over our head, and the building would shake. And I laying there, and something fell down on me, and I didn't know what it was. And next morning, I looked at it, and it was a gold cigarette case, solid gold.
What'd you do with that?
Well, guy talked me out of that too.
Now wait a minute.
Yeah. And that was the only two things I really found.
Okay.
I got a collection of coins, German coins. They're from all countries over there. I found them. The oldest one's like 1945, see, because that was in 45. And I got stamps and Hitler's picture on them,
Wow.
swastikas on them. I got a whole bunch of it's a stamp collection I found.
And so you sent all that stuff home?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you still have that?
You could send a lot of that stuff in the envelope, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm. So, but why was it important to you to send this stuff home?
Well, especially General Patton was a big deal being around him, and I had it. It was available, and I just gave it home to my mother.
So your mom kept it for you all this time?
Yeah, she had a big old wooden box, and she kept all valuable stuff in that. And she kept that she had this stuff for 30 years or so before I ever got it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you just forget about it, or?
No, I knew she had it.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't start gathering it up till later years, And my little brother, he got rid of a bunch of my stuff. I had daggers, German daggers and stuff. And he'd sell them, get money or something, I don't know.
So,
The only thing I ended up with, I got bayonets at home. I've got SS bayonets, and 2 of them, and some off the rifles I got. I managed to get them home.
so were any of your brothers in? You said you had a little brother. Did you have any other brothers who were in?
I had 3 brothers. They all served in service.
Were they older
2
than
of
you?
them, I'm the oldest. One next to me, he died. He was in the Air Force. One next to him was in the Air Force. And my youngest brother was in the Marines. And he just died here last year.
So did they serve in World War II at the same time as you did, or were they later?
My brother next to me served in World War II. And the other was in the Korean War. And in fact, he retired 20 years out of the Air Force.
Did you serve in any other wars? Was it just World War II and that was it for you?
World War II. And then during the Korean War, I was back overseas in Austria. I was on a 5-year enlistment. And I was in combat engineers in Austria during the Cold War.
So back to those Russians again.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they was on one side of the Danube River, and we was on the other side.
Oh, I thought you said it was the Elbe.
Huh?
Was it the Elbe or the Danube?
Danube.
Okay.
I was in Linz, Austria. Yeah.
Oh, when you served the
Yeah.
second time. Okay.
Second hit, right.
All right. Well, let's go back to Patton. When did you ever see him in person?
Patton?
Yeah.
I saw him every day.
You did?
Much time. He had lunch with us in the officer's mess. Breakfast, he lived out 25 miles out of camp. He had his own house and his wife out there and dog. And
Now this was after the war was over, right? So late 45.
yeah, right.
And so let's get back to, you started off as a truck driver, and then you were in grave restoration. And when did you become a cook?
I wasn't really a cook. We was in charge of, we had civilian cooks,
Oh, okay.
chefs. They'd worked all over Europe. They were the best in the world. And we'd break down the rations for them and just kind of oversee them.
So you were kitchen technician.
Right.
Okay.
Truck driver and break down rations, stuff like that.
So when did you become a kitchen technician?
When I got with Third Army.
Okay. So
I went in, when they transferred me there, I went in as a bookkeeper. And I kept books for about a month or 2 for the officer's mess. They had a $13,000 fund, plus the liquor stock and all that. I balanced the books
okay.
till IG inspected them, and they were off.
Oh.
And that was the end of my bookkeeping. I said, I ain't doing that no more. So that's when I started driving truck. I was a mess officer's driver for the Jeep, and I'd haul rations, pick up liquor and parts of Germany and bring to us.
So you were kind of an independent operator then, going out and doing stuff on your own, like
Yeah.
going up and...
Well, that picture right here is we the ones that run Officer's Mess. That was
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys look like you're having a pretty good time there with your champagne and whatnot. Who were those? Tell me
We
who
had
those guys.
champagne. We kept case shampoo in a room all the time.
Wow.
We had 18 semi-trailer loads of champagne. That
For-
was given to Patton from Eisenhower. The Germans stole it off the French when they took over France. When we got whipped the Germans, we got the champagne, and Eisenhower gave it to Patton, and that was in Third Army in our stock. And we drank champagne like water, because water in Germany is bad. And we had a case of champagne sitting in a room all the time.
Wow. Well, I have to ask, when you got back to the United States, did you keep drinking champagne?
No,
No.
couldn't afford it.
All right. Well, tell me about those guys and you being in the officer's mess and what was Patton like? Did you ever talk to him?
No, you didn't talk to him. Nothing. He just come in and have lunch, and his chief of staff, they were all lieutenant colonels, full colonels, majors. That's who we fed in this right here.
And explain the plate.
This is a plate Third Army made up. This is all the divisions that was in Third Army headquarters during the war. And this is pink is the route that Patton took through Germany over there.
Is that you went on that was your same route that you went on?
Well, in this area, yeah, right. And this is the division I was in right here, 83rd.
Okay.
That spells Ohio, O-H-I-O. It was made
Okay.
up of Ohio National Guards.
Put my glasses on to see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The Third Army had these plates made, and this is a plate that General Patton ate out of. And when he got through eating one day at lunch, I got the plate, washed it, took it down to my room, kept it. I should have got much more, but I didn't.
What do you mean? You should have got much more. What do you mean?
Got one?
When you said I should have gotten much more, what do you mean?
Well, I should have got a whole set of them.
Yeah. So they had like coffee
And
cups
this-
and little plates and everything.
This is the last menu that Patton had in Third Army before he got killed. This is a lunch menu, and I kept that because I knew it was the last meal that he had in Third Army before he transferred out.
Was that common, that kind of lunch?
Yeah,
That's a pretty fancy lunch.
well,
You had steak and
senior
pork.
officers eat good because they had to pay for it.
Did you eat the same lunch?
I eat the same lunch. I probably get more than Patton because I get seconds and thirds.
Okay.
We had our own winter dining room and everything. Like I say, they just this is the crew, and we that was all of us.
And this is you on the end, right?
Right?
Okay. Do you remember these guys? Did you keep in touch with them after the war?
Yeah. These two guys here, they got discharged over
In Germany.
there in Germany.
Okay.
He stayed over there and worked as civilians. He ran the ice cream plant. This guy, Mulligan, he ran the bakery, made the bread and pastries and all that. And when I went back overseas in 49, I think I got back over there. I took leave and I went to Germany, to Heidelberg. That's where we ended up in Third Army from where we were stationed down there with Patton. We moved into Heidelberg, Third Army did. That's where they were working. I took leave and I went up to see them. They were still over there, and that was 2 years after I'd been in the States, you know.
Did they stay in Germany?
Well, they're both dead now.
Yeah,
They were a lot older than me.
Were you the youngest in the crew there?
Probably
How old are you now?
87.
87. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you went in, you were pretty young when you went in.
I'll be 88 couple weeks.
Okay. All right, so they stayed in, and when you got discharged, where were you when you got discharged?
I got discharged from Fort Bragg, North Carolina,
And what year was that?
1947.
Okay. And then what did you do?
I went home, stayed out a year, and I re-enlisted back in the Army.
Why?
Well, I kind of liked the Army.
Okay. What about the Army did you like?
Well, especially when I was in Third Army
Oh.
headquarters there.
With all the champagne,
That
right?
wasn't even, like I say, I never was with my company. I didn't have to go over and get paid. They brought our money to us. No reveille, no guard duty, none of that stuff. We just did our job, and that was it.
Oh, and I forgot to ask you. You said that you guys got a $60 fine for talking to the civilians,
They called it non-fraudulation.
but you said you figured a way around that.
Oh, yeah. We
So-
sneak around at night. The MPs would patrol the block. And after they'd go by, we'd sneak around, and we'd get in the house where the guys were. And the houses all had basements. And you'd go from one house to another, underneath, all that. And that's where we'd hang out and get by with them.
Were there any German ladies?
Oh, yeah,
They-
that's
were
why we
those-
was chasing. We was
Uh,
chasing the girls.
I see.
Yeah.
I knew there was more to this story.
Yeah.
Okay. What were they like? I mean, were they friendly with you guys? Were
Oh,
they?
yeah, they liked American soldiers because we'd buy stuff in PX for them, headscarves and stuff, and they'd make dresses out of them, skirts, and we'd buy chocolate and candy and stuff for them, you know, but they didn't have none of that. They hadn't had any of that in a long time over.
Yeah, they were. None of them were resentful, or were they ever angry about
No.
the country being taken over by
No,
Americans?
no.
Were they grateful? Were they happy?
They were happy.
What was different? Did they ever talk about the experience when the Germans were in charge as opposed to when you guys took over?
Mhm.
You don't remember? Did any of your buddies marry any German citizens?
Hamilton married an English gal. Mulligan, he married a German gal. And the rest of us, we all came home.
Okay. All right, so when you came back and you were out for a year, what did you do while you were out for a year?
I was on the farm with
Okay.
my dad.
And then you decided to go back into the Army.
Yeah.
And you were in for how much longer? 5 years, you said?
I went in for 3 years. I was on the East Coast, all up and down. I was in Camp Pickett, Virginia. They just opened up the camp. And it was the 17th Airborne Division. And I was a staff car driver for a full colonel, for a regimental commander, for 1 year. And then the camp closed. And I came home for leave. I went back, they transferred me to Fort Meade, Maryland. And there they made me supply sergeant in there. And from there, they transferred me down to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. I was on guard duty down there all the time, chasing prisoners. And I just got tired of it, that being up and down the East Coast. I wanted to go back overseas. So I put in transfer, and I had to sign up for 2 more years, from a 3 to a 5.
That's how they got you.
and they sent me overseas to Austria. I asked for Japan, and that was before the Korean War. And if I'd went to Japan, I'd been in the Korean War when it broke out over there.
So did you enjoy your time in the Army as much as during World War II? Your later time in the Army?
Yeah, yeah.
So you
But I got, after 5 years, I was in the same company, had the same job for 42 months over there, combat engineers. And I just got fed up with the Army. The Army wasn't like it was before.
what way? What was different during the war as opposed to later?
Well, you tell a guy to do something, he wouldn't do it. You get by with it.
Ah.
Stuff like that.
Not as much
A
discipline.
lot of young guys, when they all come in the Army. And I don't know, it wasn't like the old regular Army. And so I just finally got tired, and that was the end of my Army career. And when was it? 1953, I got discharged in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Okay. And then what did you do after your career in the Army? What did you do? And how did you end up in Bakersfield?
Oh, yeah. I went to work for Douglas Aircraft in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I worked there a year, and I got laid off. And I knew they had a Douglas Aircraft in Long Beach. So I had cousins and stuff here in Bakersfield. And so I came out here, and a week, 10 days, I was working in Long Beach at Douglas Aircraft. And I quit down there, and I went to work for General Motors, building new cars in Los Angeles. And from there, I went to Terminal Island. I worked on ships.
Up in San Francisco? Terminal Island?
Terminal Island in Long Beach.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Right. I was civil service. Yeah. In the meantime, I got to know a guy that worked in the oil fields, and I went to work for him in Los Angeles. And I worked with a company for a couple of years down there, I guess. And my company, they opened up an office in Bakersfield. And I jumped at it, and I said, hey, send me to Bakersfield. And that's how I ended up here.
When did you settle here?
1962.
And you've been here ever since?
Yeah,
Have you liked it?
yeah.
Your cousin's still here?
I was first out here in 1943. I left home and I come to Bakersfield with my aunt. And I worked in a supermarket through the summer. Then I went back and finished high school. And then that's when I got in the Army.
Okay. Sort of a long route back.
Right.
Okay.
And in Bakersfield, I joined the pipe fitters. And I've been in the pipe fitters union for 45 years.
When did you retire?
I retired in 1988.
And did you ever get married or have kids?
I got married in Bakersfield.
So
I'd been married in Long Beach for a couple of years, and that didn't work.
Oh.
And I come to Bakersfield, and I met this lady from Buttonwillow, and she's English. And she married a Air Force guy in England, and she came over here in 1945 as a war bride. And he died 4 or 5 years before I met her. He had a heart attack, worked for PG&E, and that's when I met her and married her, and we've been married ever since.
And did you have kids?
Yeah, 45 years I think I've been married.
Oh, congratulations. Well, that's interesting. She came over to the United States in 45 just as you were going over to England in 1945.
Right.
Sort of crossed paths.
Right.
Met up in Bakersfield. So, children?
She came over, when the war ended, that's when they started sending war brides over here.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that got married over.
So, kids? Children? Did you guys have children?
I don't. She had a boy and a girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so during your service, were you ever wounded, or did you ever get
No.
any citations or
No.
commendations or anything?
No.
Okay. So, what are your general feelings about World War II when you sit and you think back on it?
Well, that was a war is supposed to end all wars, but it didn't happen. We're still fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, it always goes on. What is your fondest memory of your time during World War II?
When I was with General Patton, that's the best time I had.
When you were in charge of the mess, the officers' mess?
Right.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you can think of that I haven't covered or talked about? Something you
pretty well went through it.
Okay. I saw that you had some pictures of, it looks like a swastika, a flag with a swastika on it. Where'd you get that?
I got that off a civilian that's dead.
A dead
He
civilian?
got shrapnel. We was moving out one day, and we had all our vehicles lined up in the street. And we was out get ready to get in them and move out, and here come the artillery on us. Boom, boy, it was hitting all around us, and we all ran back into the building, down into the basement. And when it was all over with, our ammo truck was out front. It was on fire. And come find out there's a civilian up the street on the radio, and he was talking to the German army, telling them what was going on, where those shells was hitting and all that kind of stuff. They got him, and there was some civilians in the street dead, and one of them had a swastika on his arm. So before I got in the truck, I took that swastika off and stuck in my pocket.
Wow. So I kind of got the impression when you guys got into a town that it was pretty much calmed down, but it was pretty dangerous, it sounds like.
Well, yeah, see, the Germans in towns, they had the coordinates. They know exactly where to aim their big guns right down the street, in certain areas. And this civilian was told them that, hey, we're all lined up, get ready to go, and that's when they sent artillery on us.
Was that like the only time something like that happened, or was that a pretty regular occurrence that you had to watch out for the civilians?
Kind of unusual, really.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
So, did you look at civilians as potential enemies then, from then on, or?
Oh yeah, well, especially when they had radios and stuff, He was down in a cellar or something. The army, they caught up with him after that shelling.
Wow. Was that the worst? Was that the worst shelling that you guys had?
That's about the closest that I had with artillery coming right in on top of us. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty frightening.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else that you wanted to mention, or that you remember as being really amazing about your time in World War II?
I got a. Oh, here's that Truman Bridge that I was telling you about.
Oh yeah. And the Russians on the other side.
Yeah. I got an SS ashtray in here somewhere.
Really? Where did you pick up an SS ashtray?
Our headquarters in Bad Toast, Germany. It's like our West Point.
Do you want me to look for it?
It's in here.
You can feel it, just can't find which pocket.
Right there, buddy.
Here, right here. There's one more zipper. Wow.
That's it. That's the SS signature.
So,
That was
tell us how you got that.
well, they were in our headquarters, and I just picked it up.
Where were you in Germany, and when was it?
Bad Toast, Germany. I was in. That was our headquarters. It was a big place. It had an entrance on one side and the entrance on the other side. It was like 2 blocks square or something. And it was, like I say, it was a school for the SS, like our West Point. That's where they took their training and everything. And that was our headquarters.
Excuse me.
In fact, I had another ashtray. It was Third Army. They had them made up of insignia in them. And my wife, I don't know, she broke it, dropped it, broke it, something. But this, I keep these in my safe all the time.
Thanks, sorry. Sorry about that. So, I'm interested, how did you get to the SS headquarters? Were you guys liberating it, or was it already liberated, or?
Oh, I don't know. I just got it some way. I don't even remember, really.
Okay.
And that's where I got it, was in our headquarters there. It was stuff that was left over when we moved in there.
Oh, I see. So the Germans had already scattered.
Oh, yeah, they were gone. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That was when Third Army moved in and took over that building, headquarters. That was
Okay. Well, I'm kind of out of questions, unless there's anything else that you want to mention.
yeah, we've gone through it just about, I believe.
Well, I really appreciate you coming in, and
Hey,
I do want to thank you for your service.
yeah, I
It's pretty
appreciate
amazing.
this.
Yeah, I can't wait to see
This
how
is the
it's...
first time I've really showed this stuff to anybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, it's really fascinating.
yeah, I keep it. It's been in my safe. I just keep it in there, keep it getting burned or something, destroyed.
Well, good. These kids are going to put it all on digital copies, so they'll at least save pictures of it forever.
Yeah.
So at least we'll have that. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thanks. It was nice to meet you.
Hey, you're welcome.
All right, good job.
All right. This is... I don't want to
Press the
lose
record
anything.
button. Never mind.
So much stuff there.
Nice to meet you.